Hi guys, my name is Shane Miller. I am currently teaching high school math at Maywood, Nebraska. Maywood is a very small school district. We have less than 200 kids, K through 12. This is my second assignment that I've taught in Nebraska at a school district that is pretty much this small. I've also taught, I hold a teaching certificate in the state of Arkansas, and I've taught in schools, two schools in Arkansas. One of them had a 9 through 12 enrollment of 600, and the other one had a 9 through 12 enrollment of 2,000. So I have been on both ends of the spectrum as far as classification goes. The 2,000 was one of the largest the largest classification in the state of Arkansas, one of the biggest schools, and then of course the Maywood and other school district I taught here in Nebraska, pretty close to being on the smaller end. I prefer the smaller end because of class sizes. I also prefer getting to teach multiple content, math content areas. In the bigger school settings, I'm teaching one prep all day long, or maybe two. And although some people like that a lot because they kind of become a specialist in that area, I don't really care for that because I get bored at the end of the day and sometimes have to remind myself last period that I'm the only one in the room that has heard it 7 times that day. And so I've kind of gone back and forth. I've done my coursework at the university while I've been here in Nebraska. I graduated high school from Nebraska, Crofton, Nebraska. I went to college for undergrad at Midland in Fremont. And then my wife's job took us to Northwest Arkansas, where we thought we were probably going to stay there 2 years and come back to Nebraska. And 17 years later, we decided to come back to Nebraska for a couple years and then back to Arkansas, and then I'm back in Nebraska now. So I don't really consider Crofton, Nebraska my home. I've raised my kids in Fayetteville, Arkansas, so I know that's where they consider home. But they know where all of our family is in northeast Nebraska because my wife's family, she's the only one that moved further than 20 minutes away from the family farm. And my family's all spread out as far as my siblings go. What drew me to education, my dad is a retired Nebraska teacher, and I enjoyed math and science and decided that after having my own business for 15 years, I decided that I wanted to give teaching a try. Went back and got my Master of Arts in Teaching that gave me a nice extensive internship in student teaching in the state of Arkansas, and then I pursued my teaching career from there. What's drawn me to consider educational administration, much like what Dr. Lemanowski said, I have been placed in positions in my 8 years of education or teaching in leadership positions. What I have found is that people who have years of experience, seem to be on one side of the fence or the other. They are lifelong learners and are excellent teachers to learn from, or they are tired of new things coming down the pike and they're kind of stuck in the mud and they don't really want to have to work too hard to listen to anything that has to do with change. And so in administration, I guess I'm starting to wonder if I wouldn't be a good person to try and influence teachers to be the former instead of the latter, and be more excited about whatever it's going to take to keep public education in America moving in the right direction, or get it back to moving in the right direction. 2 things I want to learn specifically are about parent communication and community support. In my bigger school district positions, multiple times I had conferences with parents who were on board with me and the school, but had no influence, seemed to have no influence over their own children. And so, kind of like a 3-legged stool, even though I felt like we had the 2 most important components in terms of school support and parent support, we were still far from getting that stool to balance because we didn't have the student engaged and we didn't know how to hook them from the school point of view, or with parent help. And then the community, I want to see more. I want to learn more about how you get a community involved in truly supporting the school, to where the community, members of the community notice it, especially the students at the school. An issue that is of concern at the district that I'm in now is that we are very small. Consolidation is probably always on the agenda in somebody's mind, whether it's for academic reasons or maybe just for athletic reasons. The district I'm at here in Maywood, for the first time ever, has co-opted with another school for athletic purposes to try to increase the numbers. And there is an issue there because each of the communities has a respectable amount of pride in their community, and so there's a little bit of conflict, and that's kind of keeping support from being as where we would want it to be as coaches and faculty members. So that's an issue that will always affect, I think, rural Nebraska, rural anywhere schools. And then comfort food for me is apple pie. I don't get a birthday cake on my birthday. I get an apple pie. And when I've been good, I get my own apple pie. And everybody else gets a second apple pie to share. So what I like to do for fun, I coach golf here at Maywood, so I like to golf. I'm not by any means a great golfer. I'm average. A good round for me is going to be bogey golf. So I enjoy being outdoors, and if I'm not playing golf, then I enjoy taking care of my 2 labs. All right, looking forward to working with everybody in class, getting a chance to meet everybody on discussion board. Go Big Red.